Good evening. Welcome to TIBN. This is the Truckers Independent Broadcasting Network with your host tonight, Baby Doll and TJ.
Sorry.
We're going to bring you the latest in trucking, political, and strange news. Oh, yeah, and we're either going to do the asshole of the week or the hero of the week. It could go either way, but tonight we have a special one. We have one, we're going to get to him later. I'm hoping that he would call in and maybe he could let us know what his side of the story is, but knowing him, most likely not.
Nah.
But before we get started, we want you to please support the following groups. Tough, which is Truckers United for Freedom. Go to the website and see all the latest stuff that's going on. Sovereign Roads with Ron Stinson. Truckers for Christ with Stephen Myers. Truckers Black to Blue, which is John Grosvenor's. Truckers Final Mile, Robert Palm. Trucks with Room to Spare, Shelley Conway. Real Women in Trucking with Desiree Wood. And last but not least, rightload.com with Matt Kane. You can find us on YouTube, Spreaker, Twitter. Please hit the like button or the share if you feel like you like it or you don't. Doesn't matter, because that's how we roll. Now, the first thing with Truckers News tonight, we wanted to tell you, an army of eyes and ears, Truckers Against Trafficking works to save victims, capture two guys. In Englewood, Colorado, in the scenery, you're fueling up your vehicle and you're stopping to shower and rest for the night, weary-eyed from the day long of traveling. You can't help but look forward to a meal, the chance to rinse off, crawl into bed. Excuse me. Oh my God.
We've had a long day. We've
Yes.
been cutting grass,
You
cleaning
feel-
the house. Yes.
You feel something. You can't help it. You can't. Okay. After you're filling up your truck, there's a young girl who looks hopeless and hopelessness, and she can't be more than 14 or 15 years old. Her clothes are worn. They're torn. You feel something twist in your stomach. You know something isn't right. Beaten, bruised, and abandoned, she looks to you and asks for help. There are 328 million people in the United States, and then more than 40 million are prisoners to human trafficking.
Yes.
This girl could be one of them. You have to make a decision. Will you help her? Will you help when there are men and women of all ages sold into human trafficking? Will you know how to help? These are the questions of which Truckers Against Trafficking and nonprofit organizations seek to help drivers and motor carriers find the answers. We recognize that the trucking industry is really part of the solution, said Louis Greek. He's a training specialist for TAT. The millions of industry employees and drivers from all over America on all of our highways in commercial and residential areas. We recognize that these folks can be extra set of eyes and ears for law enforcement. Through the TATS training program, drivers can learn to recognize cases of human trafficking and how to properly report it. Drivers can be trained to ask certain questions with interacting with potential victims. Motor carrier and drivers are eligible for TAT training at no cost. Once a carrier is TAT trained, it can provide the training to all its employees. Once a driver is trained, he or she can look out for the red flag indicators when faced with a potential trafficking victim. Okay, so I think you guys, that is such an awesome program. I think most drivers, I think anybody, whether you're a commercial driver or just a regular, Smo Joe in a four-wheeler, it doesn't matter. I think that's awesome because the war on this continues. Trafficking,
Yes.
whether it doesn't matter if you're male or female,
That's today's slavery.
that is today's
Human
slavery.
trafficking is today's slavery.
But there is a human trafficking hotline. I think if you're a company, if you're not a company driver, if you're an owner operator, you can take this TAT training. I think that would be awesome for all of us. I think I'm going to be taking it. But there's a phone number that you can call. It's the National Human Trafficking Hotline, and it's 888-373-7888. And that can help lead to the recovery of victims and the arrest of traffickers. And unfortunately, if you've noticed in the last few summers, according to the National Bureau, a lot of smuggling has been done in the back of trailers. And,
Yes.
and there's been a lot of young children, male and female, that have been suffocated in these trucks. They get left
Yes.
in them.
I got to tell you guys before you move on that Truckers Against Trafficking is an awesome organization. I know
Yes.
Kyla Lanier.
Yeah.
I've been friends with her for years, and they work tirelessly. They work with law enforcement officers. They've worked with enforcement community. They work with the trucking industry. They have worked tirelessly through the years to accomplish so much. Awesome organization. Anybody out there that's willing to take their courses and such, it's well worth it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention. They do have courses to train you how to spot trafficking. And I wish I would have done it.
And also, it's a good thing to take. We have to take courses
Yeah.
on for DCYF, and that's Department of Children's, Youth, and Family Services, to check out, make sure the kids are being treated amicably, and they're not, food sourced and the whole 9 yards. But so that's a really, really good thing. Part of the trafficking also, and I hate to say this to drivers, is those lot lizards. That is human trafficking. Prostitutes, human trafficking, because they're only being used for one thing. And that's terrible. The next one we have up lineup is the 39th annual Shell Rotella Super Rigs, to be held July 29th through the 31st in Hampshire, Illinois. So that sounds like a good thing. It's the theme. The theme for this year's is A Time to Shine. And like I said, it's going to be held July 29th to the 31st at Love's Travel Stop in Hampshire, Illinois, located just off Interstate 90 and US 20. The 3-day event will continue the tradition of honoring truck drivers for their hard work.
Yay.
The Shell Rotella Super Rigs competition is a truck beauty contest for the actively working trucks. Owner-operators from across the U.S. and Canada compete annually for more than $25,000 in cash and prizes.
Woohoo!
11 drivers will be selected to have their trucks featured in the 2020 Shell Rotella Super Rig calendar.
It's so pretty.
The 12th truck honored in the calendar will be a 216 Peterbilt 389 owned by Brian Dreyer, which won the Best of Show in the 38th annual competition held virtually in 2020 because of COVID-19 restrictions. During the 2021 event, COVID-19 protocols will be in place for the safety of attendees. There is no fee to enter Super Rigs, and each entrance will be judged by a team of experienced judges from trucking media outlets. Plans for this year's Shell Rotella Super Rigs are subject to change. For more information and advanced registration will be soon available at rotella.com. Event registration is recommended, but it is not required. So, guys, get those trucks cleaned and
Well, I
get
vote
on
for
over
the
there.
goose. Where's the goose? Y'all need to get in that competition.
Yeah.
That big green truck, the
Yeah.
goose. Yeah, and they've done some updates on it this year, so it's pretty phenomenal.
This is out of Irving, Texas. The National Carriers, Inc., NCI, has named Eugene Solis, Gene, as the company's 2020 drivers. Congratulations there, Gene. This announcement was made in late April during a teleconference that included all 12 NCI drivers of the month from 2020. Solis was recognized last year as the driver of the month for July. Solis has been a company driver for NCI since May of 2018. Transferred frozen products throughout the U.S. among other drivers of the year. Gifts. He was my God, he got a $10,000 check.
I know,
That's a
right?
nice check to get.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice of that company. Every year, all of our drivers of the month are deserving to win this prestigious award, says Frank, president of the NCI. But there's only one winner, and Gene Solis is the winner for this year. Congratulations to you.
Congratulations, Gene.
$10,000 check.
Yay.
Good for you. Good for you. I hope you could make good use of that for you and your family. Now we all know that new Love's Travel Stop adds 124 truck parking spaces in Enna, Ohio. Wow.
Yeah.
They just opened this up on May 13th. The store located off Interstate 70 at 9090 Schuster Way adds 85 jobs and 124 truck parking spaces to Licking County.
Yeah, y'all make sure that y'all support Love's, because in reality, Love's Truck Stops is the only one that is putting in new truck stops with lots of truck parking. Pilots, Flying J's, Petros, all them, they're doing nothing. They're not. Love's is kicking ass when it comes to creating new parking. So y'all support your Love's today.
Well, they said they're excited to increase their extensive Ohio network by opening our 19th location in the state and adding more than 200 parking spaces to Licking County, said George Love, a co-owner of the CEO's Love's. Love's team members are great people who will care and are ready to help to get professional drivers and four-wheel customers back on the road quickly and safely in Central Ohio. So this building has more than 14,000 square feet.
Ooh, boy.
It has a Hardee's. It's going to open later. It has 124 parking, 76 car parking, 3 RV parking spaces, 9 diesel bays, 9 showers, laundry facilities, a Speedco, which is going to open later, bean to cup gourmet coffee, brand name snacks, fresh kitchen concept, mobile to go zone with the latest GPS headsets and smartphone accessories, cat sale, and bulk propane.
Did y'all hear that? They were making RV spots. So hopefully the RV travelers will see that and they'll identify it. That is awesome because, you know, the truckers get real aggravated when the RVs come in and park in their spots. And, you know, too, and Love's, I don't know if y'all have a Love's card, but Love's, I've made so much money with points. You get unlimited showers, you get free drinks, free coffee. There's so many amenities that Love's gives the drivers. I support them 100%. Thank you, Love's. for
Yeah.
all the things
And-
that you're doing for us drivers.
In honor of this grand opening, Loves will donate $2,000 to the Southwest Licking School Districts, and that always comes in handy because that actually goes into getting a lot of supplies for the kids because since school districts can't
Yes.
support them anymore. Now, the other thing that's put out, as we all know, this has been really hard for drivers, that the operators of the largest national fuel pipeline confirmed to pay $4.4 million to a gang of hackers who broke into the computer system and hacked into the gas
this
station.
is yes, yes.
So at ransom, the payment was 75 bit. They put half in Bitcoin. I mean, these guys really knew what they were doing, and that
There
put a
comes the
big
Bitcoin
dent.
scan
So
again.
there goes a few places, not only for diesel but for anything else,
Yep.
fuel. Even up here in the Northeast, they're starting to say that the housing fuel is going to be really high this year to heat your house. Of course it is. Of course it is.
Well, of course. Did you
course.
see in Ohio?
Hey, Sean, how you doing tonight?
On Facebook, where I don't know how real it was, but did you see it where they had fuel for $5.55 a gallon because they were running out of fuel because of this mess right here? Of
Well,
hacking
it just
the
goes to
computers?
show if you can hack into the gas line, what makes you think you can't hack into an ELD?
Right?
I mean,
Oh.
what makes you think that that's what floors me. We have these ELDs, we have all this stuff in trucks now, all the computer in trucks. Another computer can take over. Come on, people. And they're telling us, oh, well, we don't really know. We don't have all the data in yet. If you can hack into a multi-billion company.
Mm-hmm. And
Wow.
I want to thank all the tanker drivers that had to tolerate all the bullshit, run your asses off. I know that y'all got the emergency exempt to just go. And we appreciate y'all, and we appreciate the other drivers getting the hell out of their way so they can get fuel to us.
That was crazy.
It was.
You know, down in Lake Wales, Florida, Oakley Transportation is the only bulk food transporter in the industry to be certified twice with the International Standards Organization for its SIO 9. I can't read all that. It's crazy. There's so many numbers. Who even cares? But anyways, I think that was a great thing for them. Great thing for their customers. Great thing for their drivers. But for something tells me I don't think the drivers are getting the extra pay. I
Probably
just don't
not.
think
Probably
that.
not. The driver never gets it. The damn corporation gets it.
Now, all of you guys who are going across the I-40 bridge and 216 and since 216, they had that crack in that bridge for so long in Memphis that 5 years driving over that. We're lucky that nobody ever got hurt.
Right.
So hopefully they're going to start fixing it because now all the pictures are out, and then they had a lot of people.
They fired that head guy too.
I was
didn't
going
they?
to say, how do you miss a crack for 5 years? You're supposed to be inspecting that regularly.
Regularly, yeah. Was he drunk?
I don't know.
Wasn't caring.
Well, that's too.
Well, you get paid. Some people, you're on salary. Who cares what you do? And they say,
And you
"Figure
can't
who's gonna
blame it
come
on
out?"
COVID because it
Yeah.
happened before COVID, baby.
I know. That's the thing, too. Now, here's somebody that's asking for something. The former pilot president wants a black judge. He wants his black judge replaced for his second trial. So,
The truck stop
Yes,
pilot president?
yes.
Oh, okay.
in the court filings, Mark Hazelwood claimed that the judge appeared biased against him after hearing a recording of Hazelwood making racist remarks at his first trial. Well, I don't know, Mr. Hazelwood. I don't know. I mean, it's such a long dissertation he has, and it's such a long plot, everything that's going on in his company. But being the pilot president, maybe you shouldn't be making racial slurs.
Support Love's truck stop.
Yeah, that's what you get for a pilot guy.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, we're going to go on to a different. Hi, Lisa. Nice. Yeah, he did get fired.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. But
Why are
anyways,
you not getting any?
I don't know. This is interesting.
Oh,
I
there
thought
they
this
are.
was our illustrious First Lady, Jill Biden. She's got quite the
God.
mouth on her. Do you know when the primaries were going on? Kamala Harris, of course, was running against Joe Biden. And she came across and she told everybody what a racist Joe Biden was because of everything he did in his 47 careers did nothing to help any of the minorities, which if you look at Joe's record, she's absolutely right. Well, Jill got really mad at her and said, and I'm going to tell you, the quote was, Jill says to Kamala, go fuck yourself. Now, that's what you call
Really? What did I miss? Damn, I like her already.
No, I don't.
Just because you said that.
Dress like a hoe and talk like a hoe.
Yep, dress like a hoe, talk like a hoe,
walk like a
hoe. Yeah, so guess what? Well, look how her and Joe got married. So what's it? Where does that go? What does that tell you? But it's nice to know that now they've made up. Bullshit. Because any female knows that ain't going over. I don't give a shit about anything. That ain't happening.
Lord. Like anybody really gives a shit anyway, for real.
Oh, maybe she made her cookies.
We care more about the princes and the prince than we do that.
Well, yeah, Prince, this whole Duke and Duchess, they're saying that royalty in America really kind of pisses me off because didn't we fight a war to get away from royalty? Let me think about that.
We fight a war to get away from the king, yeah.
It was called the American Revolution. We do not have dukes, duchesses, lords, ladies, kings, queens, princess or princesses, except for, we always call our daughters little princess or little prince. But y'all know what we're talking about.
No, I'm just kidding.
But anyways, so yeah. My next thing up was, I found this very intriguing. You know how our government, I'm feeling that they're race baiting all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, how America, we had slaves and what terrible people we were, yada, 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 yada. But how about this? Our attaché, Mr. John Kerry, in the Biden administration, he's our climate expert, okay, admitted before Congress this week on Wednesday that slave labor plagues the globe green energy supply chain, potentially complicating the administration to source materials from the top union rights like China. During his testimony before the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Kerry was pressed on his recent comments suggesting that China's ongoing genocide against the Uyghur minority should not get in the way of a climate deal. When I read that and when I was listening to him, I was absolutely appalled. I think everything that this country has stood for and stands for, that we're still giving money and supporting China when they're still committing genocide and human trafficking and slavery.
Yes.
But that's okay, Mr. Kerry, knowing that you married into the Heinz fortune, so you never have to worry about anything.
Right?
What an asshole.
Right?
Well, the other thing that had come up this week was the big thing from the American Liberty Report was, did the Capitol Police intentionally lure Trump supporters into a trap?
Oh, my God. Here we go again.
Well, it is a good question. Because right now, all the people that were arrested are still sitting in jail. We still have some of them in solitary confinement. Now, why would you put them in solitary confinement when we still have protesters out in Seattle? Mm-hmm. We're still having the BLM making demands. Mm-hmm. We still have Waters in Congress. Now, I think Waters should have been arrested, but.
Well, and they got to burn down half the fucking country, and they got bailed out of jail. The politicians bailed them out of jail, but nobody's stepping up to get the ones that went into the Capitol. They're just letting them rot in hell. Wonder why.
Well, you mean the ones that were invited into the Capitol?
Yeah. They were invited. They didn't invade it. They opened the doors and said, "Come on in."
Well, the ability of the hot sidewalk garbage known as the mainstream media to cling to a lie, is that mine? Long after has it died and stopped kicking. It is pretty old hat by now. We've just seen this trick too many times to fall for it. Sometimes a fake narrative can cling to life for years, like the Russia hoax. Other times it falls apart in a matter of days, like the dangerously smirking Covington Catholic teen. The January 6th insurrection lie continues to fall apart, even though it's taken longer for the information to trickle out to the public. But it's starting to look like the insurrection was actually a dirty trick designed to lure protesters into the Capitol building before the U.S. government portrayed them. You've probably seen plenty of photos of the Q and shaman Jacob Chansley, the Buffalo Horn guy, and his companions, looking like extras from the cast of Duck Dynasty, facing off against police in the Capitol hallway. The media has used these still photos plenty of times to portray Trump supporters as a bunch of dangerous crazies who were trying to overthrow the government, even though it was clear that none of them are around. What we haven't seen yet is the video of exactly what was happening there.
And why would they use Duck Dynasty? Because those guys were good, biblical, good guys. Why would you go after? Oh, that's why. Because we're good conservative people.
Well, they're also biblical.
Yeah, and they're biblical. Yeah. So tear them apart.
News finally posted a video of the face-off over this past weekend. He managed to describe some of the quotes from it before it was nuked from YouTube. The video will probably surface at some point on other sites, but in the meantime, here's some of the quotes. After speaking briefly with the Lyon Capitol Police Office, a man named William Watson takes the bullhorn from Chansley and announces this to the crowd of Trump supporters. The police here are willing to work with us and cooperate peacefully, like our First Amendment allows. Gather more Americans under the condition they will come and gather peacefully to discuss what we need to save our country. A Capitol police officer then says, Watson and Chansley, you need to show us no attacking, no assault, remain calm. Watson then announces to the crowd, we're going to be heard. Everybody, this must be peaceful. Chansley turns to the crowd as well and yells to the other Trump supporters, this has to be peaceful. We have the right to peaceful assembly. Mm-hmm. You know, part of the story that happens after this bizarre exchange, the protesters peacefully marched to the rest of the building. Chansley said a prayer with the other protesters, and they sang a song in the U.S. Senate chambers. He sat in Mike Pence's chair for a while, and then went to the Senate break room, where he prevented other protesters from stealing the muffins and snacks. I saw two possibilities for the oddities of this new video of Chansley and Watson relaying instructions to the crowd. First, it's impossible that Chansley and Watson were both plants working for the FBI. Both men have been in prison since January 8th, but that doesn't necessarily mean they were not working with the government and in on the scam. Second, it's possible that Chansley and Watson were duped by the cops. I don't know which option is true, but I'm leaning towards the second one.
Right.
Consider what Watson yelled to the crowd after talking to the police for a couple of minutes. Gather more people. We all come in peacefully, and then we will have a discussion with the United States Congress about the fraudulent vote certification. Watson and Chansley both seemed to believe that they were going to have a meeting with Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi.
McConnell?
Of course, the meeting that Trump supporters were promised never happened.
Right.
The protesters streamed into the Capitol with police permission under the expectation that the vote certification was going to be discussed. Instead, riot police later showed up, gassed the Trump supporters, and beat them up while chasing them out of the building.
Sure did.
The arrest started 2 days later. Mm-hmm. Chansley maintained in one jailhouse interview back in January that the protesters did not know that they were doing anything wrong. He said the police let them in the building and escorted them around. It looks like that was the main plan all along, and that was allowed the deep state to close the jaws of the trap around the Trump supporters. Some insurrection, huh?
So why aren't we boycotting, let our people go?
I don't know. Because we do dumb things.
Who does dumb things? Well, they think we do dumb things, but I personally, I think we're sitting back letting too much shit go on. That's what I think.
I think so too. I think people, I really believe that most Americans, hardworking Americans, think that our government is going to do the right thing.
Right. We need to take down our government. That's what we really need to do. That's my personal opinion, not TIBN's. That's my opinion. We need to take our government down. Oh, sorry. I can't help it.
I know. Well, you know, it's still going on. They're still out there. That, you know, for the right news, they put out that the state, you know, the state elections, the officials are still pulling their hair out because they're not allowed. They're not being gained access to some of those. Like out in Marco County, they're not letting them. Even the attorneys cannot get access to the voting machines. Cannot get access to any of the equipment. They keep denying.
Well, of course they can't.
The judges say, you know, they send their things out. Yes, they send subpoenas, turn it over, but the state officials refuse to turn it over because they know what's going to happen.
Well, didn't Pennsylvania just do something? Hey, y'all need to check out Wednesday night, John Grosvenor's, what's the name of y'all's show?
The Conservative.
The Common Sense Conservative.
Yeah, the Common Sense. Yeah, that's a badass show. I've enjoyed it. I'm learning a lot from these guys.
Well, you know what I'm also concerned about was we had 20 governors send a letter to President Joe Biden, you know, Sleepy Joe, and Vice President Cameltoe Harris last week to urge them to take action immediately regarding the nation's border crisis. According to their letter, America's southern border is not secure. All right, we already know that. It then opened the nation to a variety of threats, including terrorism. Biden incentivized an influx of illegal crossing by using irresponsible rhetoric and reversing a slew of policies, from halting the border wall construction to eliminating asylum.
And you're surprised?
Pollen's killing me.
I know. We got so much pollen up here, y'all. We got to spray it. I'm telling y'all, on the top of our cars every day. You think Alabama's got a lot of pollen? You should see this up here.
It's bad.
It's bad.
So what he did was he halted the border wall and eliminated asylum agreements, refusing to enforce immigration laws. Last week, they said the statistics was there was indicated that 5,690 of the you guys ready for this? 342,670 illegal crossers so far who were apprehended at the southern border in March. That was in March and of April. Were not from the Northern Triangle's countries of Mexico. At this rate, the yearly total of aliens from other countries will be more than likely than 346,000. They have already captured some wanted criminals that we've had on our FBI list for a long time. A lot of them are on the FBI no-fly list, but they're not sending them back. They're not even arresting them. They're just letting them go. So a comment was made to me that we're letting these terrorists in once again from Syria and everywhere else because of 9/11. There's gonna have to be another reason for this government to shut us down. COVID wasn't enough. Okay, they can't keep COVID up, so now they got to think of something else to shut us back down. You know, which is really a shame because I'm still curious. Is, you know, all those children. We haven't heard a word about all those children that they have in those camps because cameras are not allowed in there. No one's allowed to talk about it. No. So I would like to know what happened to what's going on with that, and of course there's no information coming up.
The anonymous conversation that I had this week, and I can't, but it is with a major corporate insurance company. I can tell you that they're flying them all over the country and getting the children and the mothers paying for their airline tickets, and they're setting them up in government housing. And this came from a corporate America insurance company, and I know for a fact because she has no reason to lie to me. I can't tell you who it is, and I won't do that to them. But that's what's going on. That's why Cheryl Pollard can't get a house, because all the immigrants coming across are getting everything.
Well, just American citizens aren't getting anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And New
it's-
York is the main one inviting them in, and they're also handing them $5,000 cash each, even more than the Americans are getting in a stimulus check.
Well, that's okay, because let's be the Biden administration and the governors, the Democratic governors, are paying for each COVID death at a hospital $18,000.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
18,000. That's why we have so many COVID deaths.
That's why the numbers are skewed.
Skewed, yeah.
Yeah. Like, my personal friend, her mother-in-law had a stroke the night before. She went into the hospital. The next morning, she passed away. And guess what? She passed away of COVID-19.
Right.
Didn't have nothing to do with the stroke she had the night before.
Of course not. I mean, I just lived through that in this past December.
And
so.
that's personal facts.
A zebra on the loose. This is just the best news of the week.
Uh-oh.
The zebra that was on the loose in Tennessee has been captured.
Aww.
Yeah, he's been captured.
I didn't know one was on loose, but
Yeah, look
I
how-
hope they didn't hurt
You
him.
see how cute he is?
Oh, I know. I love
He was really
zebras.
cute. They finally captured him. He got out, and he spent a lot of time out just roaming around Tennessee.
Oh, bless her
And,
heart.
yeah, it was like being in the Madagascar movie.
Madagascar or whatever
yeah.
that.
Madagascar movie.
Yeah, that's it.
And all the police are out there, and even though his name wasn't monitored, they got him corralled in New York Times Square, the zany zebra. So he escaped, and he was 80 miles east of where he was supposed to be. So he took himself up.
He was having a good old time, wasn't he?
Yes, he was having a great time.
It's going to be
Being out
funny
there.
is that somebody from upstate New York has a horse that's born with stripes.
Yeah, really.
right. That'd be interesting. Huh.
That would be something. That would be really
Booty
funny.
call.
Yeah. I know that's going to be something. I know. I don't think are we supposed to say stuff like that though? Because everything is so weird today.
Oh, God.
I just want this COVID shit to be over. I want this mask stuff to be over.
Hey, that mask shit's over, and down in Alabama, it's over.
Well, it's been
had
over
Mardi
in
Gras
Florida.
this weekend. Postponed Mardi Gras was happening in Mobile, Alabama this weekend. I thought it was the most amazing thing. Congratulations.
Well, Florida and Texas haven't had masks for months.
Right.
And they've been fine, so.
Chad Patton, I think. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Chad, comedian from Texas. You know, he's running for a Senate office. No, governor. He's running for governor of Texas because he says our governor in Texas needs to go.
I would say the governor of Texas needs to go. You know what's really pisses me off is they all blame Cruz for going to Cancun.
I know, he's just
but
a senator.
He's just a senator. The
Right.
person who's in charge of the state is the governor. And then who's in charge of city and towns is the mayor.
Right.
Now, if the governor of Texas had enough balls and told Biden administration, we're not using your Green Deal yet, we need to explore it more for our people instead of shutting off all their heat and everything else, probably wouldn't have had a problem.
I tell you what, I hope Chad does get governor of Texas. That would be badass. Go Chad. I can't remember your last name, but everybody knows who he is. He's the biggest comedian in Texas.
I know.
Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about, right? I don't know how to say his last
Well,
name.
Matt McConnelly wants to run for Texas, too. He is an actor. I love when actors get into show business.
He
because-
needs to just keep his little sexy ass in the entertainment because,
I don't even think he's sexy.
well, he used to be. He's getting a little old now, but he was good in Magic Mike.
I don't know. I think baby doll hair, if it has two legs, it's sexy.
No, that is not true. That is not true. That is not
Oh,
true.
I don't know, girl. I've been watching you. They're pretty ugly.
Oh, Chad Prather?
I
P-R-A-T-H-E-R?
don't know. This new one that's interested in baby doll ain't quite ugly. He's quite sexy, actually.
Well, let's hope when you meet him. I wonder. You got to send me a picture.
I'm trust me, I'm plastering that shit.
Because, I always see these people on Facebook, and then when I meet somebody in person, I go, oh, so the picture you showed me was when you were
29.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He showed me some other pictures.
Well, you'll see him when you meet it, right?
That's right.
Right now, the only good thing that the Texas Governor Greg Abbott did is he finally signed the bill that signs fetal heartbeat bill, prohibiting most abortions after a heartbeat can be detected. Could ban the procedure as early as 6 weeks. And I know people are going to go, I have the right, I have this right, I have that right.
Are we going there tonight?
I'm telling you, I'm sick of that bullshit. Because, we all have rights. But guess what? I could think back maybe in the 60s or the 70s when birth control, even come on, how come women in the 1800s and 1900s didn't have 15 million kids if they didn't want to have them? And they knew what to do.
Right. I mean, we shouldn't even have that much abortion because we got too much shit that you can take to not get pregnant. And don't even get me started.
I know.
Don't get me started because I
Well, that's a big pet peeve of mine. Planned Parenthood, please don't give them any money.
Yeah. Well, my only concern is this new thing that you can abort a child all the way up to 8 months. What?
It's disgusting.
No, that's disgusting. That's a full-grown baby. Yeah. You're actually killing a baby at 8 months old.
Well, you're killing a person.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I don't even want to go there.
Cheryl couldn't even kill a baby mouse.
Oh, yeah. Today I was cleaning up trash and believe it or not, I didn't scream. I don't know why, but I picked up the pile, and the mama mouse went this way, and then I looked, and there was three baby, newborn little rats. And
Are they mice or rats?
Well, mice, whatever. They're all rats. A rat's a rat to me. But it was a little bitty newborn mouse. And yeah, okay. I couldn't do it. It's a baby. You can't kill a baby. I don't care what it is.
This was outdoors, by the way.
Yeah, it was outdoors.
I have no hearing left.
When me around, you never have no hearing.
I'm not going to have any hearing left.
No.
Well, I think we're going to move on to something that was very upsetting this week.
Last few weeks.
Last few weeks, exactly. Now, we have a lot of people in this industry who do such great work. We really do. I know John does. He does great work, and the Schmitz. What are you laughing at?
Sean Mitchell said the best birth control is Tylenol between the knees.
I lost my hearing. Anyways, we have the Schmitz who do their show, and they study a lot. They do a lot of research. John does a lot. Did you hear that? Wow. Then we have a lot of the women's groups. We have Real Women in Trucking. We have She Trucking. There's a few other women's groups out there, Sassy Ladies. I mean, there's a lot of women truckers out there that are out making a difference. Now, I have talked to Desiree many times, and I have read what she does with Real Women in Trucking, and you can go online and you can see what she does and what they're out of and what their mission is. She has worked really hard, and she's had many times in the Senate before Congress. She has done intensive work now, and her group has really worked. Idella, all of them have worked. She Trucking, all of them. In the last couple of weeks, do you have that? Can you pull up that email that Lana put out there? Anyways, so what happened is our friend, once again, it's not really our friend, because I noticed he's even starting. Mr. James Lamb has been trying to. How am I going to say that? Infiltrate.
Which one you want? The one Lana put out? Or?
Yeah. Pull that up, please.
Okay.
So, he has been trying to call Desiree and trying to take over another group, because we all know James Lamb is so good at calling women. Now, he wants to be an advocate for women. I gotta tell you something, James. Honestly, you will never be an advocate for women because you don't understand, you don't have the same emotions, you don't understand how women and what we've had to fight. And not just in trucking, but in other professions also. I myself in the 70s was a huge protester. I protested with the Gloria Steinem, and now, in case, James, you don't know what that now means, it means National Organization of Women. And unfortunately, you probably wouldn't be asked to join. You wouldn't be on their radar because you can't have any, let me think, all the things you've gone through. Yeah, no, you wouldn't be asked to be a part of that. But anyways, neither here nor there. James had made a statement, and he put out there that
somebody send me that because I don't remember where it was.
Desiree had to put out something saying that that he put out a thing. I'm not quite sure the whole thing. I mean, it was on my thing, but I can't pull it up. It won't let me pull anything up. So, anyways, he put out a statement saying that Real Woman in Trucking was going to support him and whatever, and his small business transportation coalition. First of all, James, I wish you would tell me, how long have you held a CDL? I'm very interested in that. And how many years have you driven a truck? Because there are truck drivers that only last 6 months and they consider themselves a professional truck driver. But anyone that knows when you're in a profession, if you're in it for less than 5 years, then you're not a professional. You've got to have at least 5 years behind you to consider yourself being a professional. Okay? So, yeah, I have that.
Oh, okay, you have that.
But
one.
anyways, so I would like to know, what is your claim to fame in the trucking industry? The real trucking industry that I would like to know. Because so far, I haven't found anything. The only thing I have found when I've looked you up is that you got in trouble with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission and you had to settle for a $900,000 settlement. And that's, you can look that up. It's in the United States District Court for the District of Southern California, and it was against James Lamb and business partner Ilana Bogash that accused Lamb and several of his business of cheating owner-operators out of millions of dollars over the course of several years. Now, if I don't understand this part, why do you think you should be in trucking? Why would you even think that anybody would want you or have you doing anything for them in trucking? When you defrauded people? When you cheated owner-operators out of hard-earned money?
900.
He got a...
millions.
Yes, I realize. He had to settle.
He had to settle.
You know, you can read more about this in a series of articles by Max Hine. You can go to owner-operator services. Owner-operator service firm pays $900 to settle claims of scamming truckers. And that was an overdrive. Okay, you can go to overdriveline.com. The FTC takes defendant payments in trucking fraud cases. FTC claims carrier service companies misrepresented themselves towards securing fees from owner-operators. Yellowstone Capital to pay almost $10 million in fraud settlements. Okay? The Real Women in Trucking organization does not and will not support James Lamb or the Small Business and Transportation Coalition, and those are part of the reasons why. And another one is, you need to ask. You don't put your name under Real Women in Trucking because let me think. Not a woman?
Well, no, he's not a woman.
I didn't. Okay.
And he's got little slut whores on his board. So
okay, we're not going there.
Okay.
Okay, the case hits close to home since some of our members were affected. One member who I considered a friend, this is Desiree, called to answer her questions about my close mutual affiliations with James Lamb and the Small Business and Transportation Coalition. These were difficult conversations to have, especially since James Lamb had reached out to me in March of 2014, and during the lengthy conversation we had left me feeling uneasy. and my gut told me to stay away from him.
Mm-hmm.
In that conversation, I learned that he was aware of me for many years. He told me he supported Ellen Vole. Now, if anybody knows anything about real women in trucking, and then you have women in trucking, Elaine Vole has never held a CDL. A CDL. She has never driven a truck, but she is just.
She does hold a CDL. She did.
Oh, get a CDL. Yeah,
Yeah,
but how did she get her? How did she get her CDL? Because let's face it. For a few years, if you went to Michigan, if you went to a few other states, they were giving out CDLs without any training. So it's hard to say. Because I cannot see that woman ever getting up in a truck, doing a pre-trip or a post-trip inspection, fueling her truck.
I'm sure the ATA gave her special lessons and all that. She didn't have to go to school like the rest of us. Trust me on that one.
And it's funny how two-faced he was, because here he is telling Desiree that he didn't like her because he indicated he didn't like her direction. So, come on, James. You don't like this, you don't like that. You go behind everybody's back and you yeah. And when someone confronts you about something, you come out and say, I'm going to sue you. I got a lawyer. There's probably some old guy you're rubber stamping this thing. I don't know. But we're done. You are a piece of work, Mr. Lamb. You need to get out of trucking. You want to make money. Go make money with something that you know of, but defrauding truck drivers, scamming truck drivers, pretending you know something about anything that has to do with women. And I know a couple of people on your board. We wouldn't give 2 cents for some of the people. I'm not even going to say their names. I'm not even going to say the names because she is not even worth bringing up.
She's got a CDL about a month.
Well, she used to drive with her husband, but, when you're just a seat warmer.
So the true issue here is Desiree Wood, through the Real Women in Trucking, has worked very, very hard.
Exactly.
And works hard.
Jason's Law.
Yeah, she's still working hard for Jason's Law.
She's worked very, very hard for sexual harassment. That's been her primary objective, was sexual harassment in the trucking industry and what women have to go through. And what happens is when somebody like her has some sort of success and somebody like James comes along and says, hey, me too. I'm in on it too. What he's doing, he's trying to ride her coattails.
Yes.
And it's infuriating when somebody tries to undermine you and take over what you've worked hard for years to accomplish. And take the credit for themselves, and that's what he's been doing.
And he's been after Desiree for years because y'all remember that shooting down in Florida with all those kids? He jumped on a bandwagon on that and figured out how to raise money for that. And he was crucifying the children advocate of that middle school that were standing up for them, and he went after them. So, and then he's been conning in disaster relief. This man, if he can figure out how to get a fundraiser together and raise money for awareness, and he's a petition writing son of a bitch, and he writes some of the stupidest petitions.
I can't imagine how stupid his lawsuits are.
Oh, I can only imagine.
We've had people say, well, he's going to
assume it is. But we're going to take you down.
James, I'm giving you the opportunity to call in. Call in and give me your side of the story, because I'm sure you won't. I'm sure that you won't.
No. Cowards don't call. They just type on a computer.
No, they always find people to back them because, they're so good at conning them because, we know that...
He preys on young women drivers.
But wait a minute. Huh? Lena Lube is not a young woman.
Well,
maybe dumb.
Young in the industry was what I mean.
But maybe not bright. Maybe that's what you need. Not bright people.
Because when I say young, I mean less than a year in the industry.
Yeah. Wow.
And I feel real stupid because I'm the one that thought I seen potential in this woman when she was at that protest in 2020 just before COVID. And I'm the one that introduced her and brought her to the table to the powerful women in this industry. And she's making us all look like an ass. And she's going down too. And so is Lamb. And so is Ellen Vaughn. We're taking these people out. I don't care if it takes today or 3 years. Y'all are going down. because we're not putting up with this mess.
They'll go down because sooner or later people will. I have to say, who's in the May Day? I have to tell you, I want to thank all the people
Will
that
Cook.
actually.
Well, the Three Stooges that never showed up for it.
No, Will Cook was there, to my
Oh,
understanding.
was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see no camera.
Well, where was Charles Claiborne once again?
Not there.
Not there.
Where was Santiago,
Oh, he
whatever
was
his name is?
supposedly fighting for his kid.
Wait a minute. Court's closed on Fridays.
Oh, I don't know.
So
All
where were
I
you
know is
Saturday
he
and
was
Sunday?
down there doing live videos praising his fatherhood. And he was in court winning custody of his child or something like that.
Well.
Anyway,
But you know months in advance.
That's a whole
you know
I know.
months in advance when your court dates are.
I know.
Huh. I thought,
Another con artist.
man, this trucking, there's so many crappy people in this trucking. No wonder nothing gets done.
I know, and the
But
ones
then-
like
and
us,
then- and
that
the
are
ones
really
like
fighting.
Desiree and John and the Schmidts
Yeah, everybody.
and all and Scotty and Steve Myers, all those guys who was working so hard.
Yeah.
I think you got Lisa all riled up.
Uh-oh.
She was trying to post a screenshot, but I guess you can't do it in the live feed.
No,
I don't know.
you can't.
Yeah,
Why can't I post it so you can't? Not on the live feed.
Well,
Cheryl,
I like
now
this
we know
other guy,
who to
this
blame for
Muhammad,
that.
however, trying to do from spiritual help. Yeah, we'll get you some spiritual help.
that's-
We don't even need a phone
That's
number.
a troll.
I know, but I love trolls because, first of all,
Hell, I can't even pronounce what they must
First of
be
all,
from
he has
overseas.
C's because there's his phone number.
I know.
It is Muhammad Ali. And you know something, darling, when it comes about with Muhammad, why is every Muslim guy named Muhammad? What the hell? I would like to know that. What is with that? Muhammad Ali, Muhammad this, Muhammad that, Muhammad. What the hell?
Well, I don't know.
I guess it makes it easy on the women.
I guess, but everybody in our Johnston's family is neither named Tony or George. We got a slew of them.
Well, that's the same in my family. It's grants. It's all grants. But anyway, but I'm just saying, it's just kind of strange.
So we've had a lot of charlatans in the trucking industry.
Well, and it's really sad.
We've seen a lot
because-
of them fall. We've seen a lot of them
Yes,
just
they do
disappear
fall.
because they can't last long. They have nothing to sustain themselves off. They can't rip you off quick and get out of it. Then, they're just getting out of it.
Exactly. That's why I keep telling anybody when a group asks you for money.
Right.
And when they say, we're gonna charge dues. We're gonna charge a monthly dues. So give us your checking account, and we'll take it out of your checking account into our checking account each month. And
Now, not all organizations.
no, I'm not. Let me finish.
Okay.
It's not everybody, but guys, when they're asking you for money, stop a minute and think and say, hey. Let me see your books. Let me see where your money goes to. Let me see what's going on.
Let me see the
And
history of what you've done for our industry first.
Well, that could be a crock of shit too, because they could say, "Well, we went and sat in the White House, yay!" But nothing
No,
got
I'm
done.
talking about somebody like Desiree that's
Well,
actually
exactly.
can show,
Desiree,
that can
if-
show
yes.
that she's got histories of being in Congress and
Exactly.
courts and,
That's who you support. I was going to
Check-
get to that.
Check your messages.
my messages. Okay, hold on, ladies. I'm sorry.
Trucking Across America says, "Well, then check your messages. Lamb won't call you. Why won't Lamb call us? Is he afraid?"
He's a coward.
Oh,
Pussy.
I feel bad. That's terrible because I'd like to hear what he has to say.
I don't have anything.
Oh.
I don't have anything yet.
It says, the last one I got was Trucking Across America. I said, Lisa and Lee says, show. Now we know who to blame for that. Trucking Across America with...
I know what she...
Oh, is that the G's?
Oh, Miss G got her a new motorcycle. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see. I don't,
Girls
guys,
rocking it
I don't...
now.
It's been back to school. It has been absolutely horrendous. The days are so long. Wearing a mask for 6 hours a day, plus all the work that we have to do now. And I am the drama director for the school play.
Lisa, baby, I don't have nothing. I know you keep saying.
She might mean that James may message you, but he will never call you.
Well,
Okay.
Well, something, I guess maybe...
He already messaged the witches. Trust me, we got a post. He messages.
He also had the gall to post in TIBN. And I was like, who let him post in TIBN?
Well,
But
if he's there, it's open for anybody to post freely.
James Lamb went after Arlene when she was sick, right? Y'all know this. Well, now he's threatened. What is our girl's name? What is
Adela?
it?
Desiree?
Idella.
Oh, Idella.
No, he has personally threatened Idella in the last couple of weeks. Desiree, most of her board members. The word is one of her board members was so upset. She was really scared that James Lamb was going to sue her. And all of us women had to soothe and let her know that he's full of shit. He don't back up what he says.
This is a common tactic of his. If he feels threatened by you, he threatens you with a lawsuit.
Yeah.
More than likely, you'll receive a letter in the mail that he has signed his attorney's signature at the bottom of it.
And the way all this bashing started is, and it was me and maybe a couple more, because I just so happened to get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And this is when this happened, in the middle of the night when nobody was looking. James Lamb did a petition. And by the time we all got up the next morning, and I caught it, and I think one other caught it and sent it to Desiree. This is how all this. He does things behind the scenes in the middle of the night before anybody catches it, and he already had a bunch of people already signing this petition before daylight ever started.
Well, the petition also, because it said in that petition, whatever he was saying, that Desiree was backing him.
Yeah,
that real women in trucking were backing him.
And
real
I knew
women
better.
in trucking were not backing him.
No,
they said no. They had nothing to do with him, but he took it upon himself to do it anyways.
and that's why he did it in the middle of the night before any of us could catch
That's
it.
the kind of guy you really want to support, right? Yeah. So I wish he would call in, because I feel bad that he won't call in because. But
He's scared.
So that's our asshole of the week because he's a nice guy, I guess.
That motherfucker.
I just don't understand. I hate to say this. How do they keep following Claiborne and Lamb? How do people keep getting sucked in?
Claiborne has quite a personality when he does his live videos. He used to be a truck salesman, for Christ's sake.
But you know, okay, he was a salesman.
He
I get
looks
that
like
part.
Nazi. What's that, Hitler?
He's yeah.
Grow your mustache out, dude.
Addy is a
With your
common
false
nickname
teeth.
for him.
But you know, the thing is, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just shocking to
We
me.
just need to put all these guys out of commission. I swear to God, I wish it was legal, because I just walk around with my little gallon of gas and just and light them all up.
Wow.
What a visual image that is.
I would do it if I get away with it. I'd light all their asses up and laugh at them burn.
I don't know. There's so much going on in the world today. There's so much crap going on. You know, this mask thing. You know, this being locked down. This is just a trial run. And if you think this isn't a trial run, then man,
shit
you're
ain't
in
even
trouble.
got real yet.
We're in trouble.
That's why I said we need to take our government down, because the shit's fixing to get real. If y'all think it ain't, sit back and wait. But we're going to do just like we did with DELD. We're going to wait till the last minute, and we're going to bitch and cry and whine and holler. And then when the shit really hits the fan, it's too fucking late.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. We're going to wait till the last fucking minute, and then there ain't a damn thing we can do about it.
Oh, I think I'm at. Oh, for Pete's sakes! I think Lisa sent me something here.
Oh, Lisa sent you?
Oh, yeah, she did send something 2 days ago. James Lamb said, I'm going off Facebook radar for a while after today. Use James at truckers.com if you need to reach me urgently. I will check it sporadically and respond to urgent matters. If you need to reach the SBTC for routine business, email members at small...
Oh, I guess he's got Miss Lana Lube in charge of his board.
Yeah, there you go.
A month-old CDL holder that thinks she's something that's ruining our image.
Yeah, wasn't she the monkey girl?
No. Oh, yeah, no, the live monkey. Not trucking would be.
No, not trucking
No,
would
she
be.
had a
Trucking
real
would
live
be.
monkey.
But you know, it's
Playing
7
with her
o'clock.
titties on live TV.
We're up on the. She's a piece of work.
We're
up on the top of the hour. Please give everybody your support. Please take a good long look at the government. People, do not be afraid to stand up. You know, Oh, there was some good news I read the other day.
What?
Do you know this is good news for people that like Jell-O?
Oh, Jell-O.
13 boxes of Jell-O are sold every minute. How the hell? Who the hell's eating all that Jell-O?
Oh, it's summertime. We haven't, they fill the pool up with Jell-O and the girls get in there and fight. There you go.
That was some good news, folks.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was some really good news. But anyways,
we're about to end it up.
We have to end it up because it's 7 o'clock.
I got some commercials I want to.
It's 7:01, so just give one commercial.
First, while I'm getting this, because I had to lose it, I was looking for emails. John, tell us about your extraordinary show on Wednesday nights.
Oh, wait a minute. Remember, we have, are the Schmidts still with us on Monday nights? Because we still have the Schmidts on Monday night. We have, on Thursday nights, we have Truckers for Christ. And on Wednesday night, we have the Real Conservatives. I love that show.
Tell us about your show, John. Tell us who your co-hosts are. I'm telling you, the only person needs... I love the Colonel, but he talks way too fast.
Yes, Lisa, you can... Wait a minute. Lisa can call in. She wants to call... Yeah, Lisa.
Oh, she wants to call? Come on in, baby.
Yeah. The trucks with room to spare. Come on, call in, Lisa. She's going to call in.
Colonel Chris Wyatt is very, very well regarded. He's a very highly intelligent man. I didn't realize that he was talking too fast for folks, but
yeah, he talks way too fast.
Well, that's because you got a slow brain.
Quick.
No, a lot of us have slow brain. That man talks 90 to nothing
that's
for real.
That's how solid is.
Of course, you got Todd McKinley, who's from Tennessee, and he's a little more slower in the speech. Very, very intelligent. He spent 4 years in the Trump administration. A fan of truckers, a fan of trucking, and he spent a lot of time with us truck drivers. He was there at Match with us in 2018. Yeah. He had ran for to be a representative within his district in 2018. I like Todd. Todd's very intelligent. He's fun to speak with. He gets right to it. And it's funny because Todd is so analytical, too. He likes to do, when we do the shows, he wants to get them right down to the minutes. It's like, it is 1/2 hour and 29 seconds, guys. We probably should move on to, it's
I'm very analytical, so we need to
Come on, Lisa's going to do the...
Did Lisa call in?
She's here.
Come on.
Put her through. We got to go. Hey, Lisa.
You got to go?
No. Go ahead.
You're fixing to do what I was going to do, so go ahead.
Trucks with Room to Spare, as everyone knows, Lee and I are associated with them, and they're doing a cool, I think this is going to be super fun fundraiser. Starts May 29th. It's called Miles That Matter. And Lee and I already have one complete full sponsor sheet. We're working on our second. So what happens is at the beginning of that week on the 29th, we'll take a picture of our odometer, and then again on the 4th, and all the miles that we run that week, we're looking for sponsors to sponsor us. A penny a mile, 2 cents a mile, nickel a mile, 10 cents a mile, whatever you can feel. And just so people know, we average about between 3,000 and 4,000 miles a week. So a penny mile is literally somewhere between $30 and $40. Or if you don't feel comfortable, because he called his sister and she says, "Oh no, we're not doing that because we think that Lee's going to run, ungodly amount of miles."
Does she understand we can't do that legally anymore?
Right? She said that she's going to just do a set amount. My son this week literally ran 7,000 miles. So,
wow.
I mean, the apple did not fall far from the tree. He's loading green beans out of Florida and taking them to northern Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And he literally just called me. He woke up from a little nap he took. I'm like, "I'm glad you took a nap. Just be safe. I'm your mother. I worry. That's what I do. You have a new wife. Way to start off your..." Literally the day they got back from their Florida honeymoon after their wedding, he got sent back to Florida to start this run.
Wow.
Right.
She hasn't seen him in a week. So, way to start off the new wedding, but that's trucking, and if she doesn't learn it now...
Yeah, right. Welcome to the life of a married trucker, yep. We all know how it goes.
Yep.
Well, in the fall...
But anyways, this fundraiser is going to be lots of fun. I'm excited. Of course, we're going to be trying to pull as many miles as we can. But somewhere in there, we've got to do a 34-hour restart. Mm-hmm. Memorial Day falls in there. It doesn't mean we won't be driving, but we can't deliver probably. Yeah, so it's going to be fun, and we'll post a lot of videos and where we are and what we're doing, and so everyone can follow. It's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Nice.
And then on June 12th, we will be recognizing all the participants in, and I just read this. It says, come join us as we prepare for hurricane season. Acknowledge the drivers who participated in the Miles That Matter Truckathon this year. Come out and meet the drivers who help support our mission as well. Jake Break Junkie will be in the house, so he'll be doing some singing that day while we stuff in a truck and recognizing these drivers. Music, brotherhood, and leading a hand, that's trucking, and that came straight from Jake Break. We will also be collecting donations to load a 48-foot trailer with supplies to be distributed to victims of disasters. We want to start gathering supplies before the hurricane starts rolling in. You can start now. Do you have a company, a school, a church, organization that can start collecting now? Then join us June 12th, and I'm talking to all the Mobilians down around Daphne, Alabama, Mobile, Foley, Gulf Shores. Y'all start gathering those supplies now and meet us at the top of the bay in Daphne, Alabama. That's where Shelly will be parked, and we will have some sexy trucks down there. We've got a photo shoot going to be happening. There's a calendar being produced from Trucking with V. She's going to have a bunch of the women advocates in the industry on the calendars with their trucks. Or, you know, and since I don't have a large car, I'm calling out for all the sexy large cars to come down. Joe Alfaro, Mike Gunny, Linda Stockton, Jake Break Junkie, and a lot of people are coming in for this event. So y'all come down and join us. And, of course, that night, we will be celebrating there's going to be several people there in the trucking industry that are June birthday babies. And, of course, I will be 55 years old, so we're having a big birthday bash. We got Chico McCullen is going to be singing. We're going to have light up the parking lot with these sexy trucks that come in. We will be selecting one or two of the trucks to be able to be showcased with the baby doll for the calendar. So we got a lot of stuff. There's 2 truck stops along I-10 in Alabama. You got one at exit 44 is the Love's truck stop. Then right on down the road towards Pensacola is the big Oasis. You can actually go to the Oasis, park at the Oasis, lock up your trailer, drop it, go into the Oasis, sign in, and just tell them that your trailer's there. It's cost absolutely nothing. I will have my family. We've got it all set up. A lot of my family is hosting this drive, but we will have a person that will come pick you up from the truck stop, bring you to the party that night, bring you to the truck pull. You know, that day, bring your trucks up when we're loading the trailer. Then we'll take you back to the truck stop. We'll bring you back to the party. You can have the time of your life, and you won't have to worry about being in your semi. We'll escort you back to the truck stop. We have a shuttle set up and everything.
If you need more information, you can just go to Baby Doll's Facebook page, and it'll all be there.
Yes.
Or you can even text her.
Oh, yeah. You can text me.
Can get it,
go to Trucking with Baby Doll. The event page is up. Matter of fact, the event page is all over the place, and I'll post it up again this week. Y'all check it out. Come visit us. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Are you ready, John? We got to get flying. I got a whole lot of stuff to get going here.
Okay. Y'all have a blessed night. We
remember,
love y'all.
Believe in America, not the media.
The media.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a good week. Drive carefully.
My granddad said there's nothing scarier than a pissed off woman with a point to prove.